All right, go for it.
Hey, 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 welcome ShadowZone fans. This is Brian James, your ghost host with the most. And with me always that sexy SOB next to me, Mr. Cassidy Lightwing. Rawr. How you doing, brother?
Very good, actually.
That is fantastic to hear, man. We have a great show for you guys tonight. We have world renowned psychic, medium, author. She's done movies, shows, Miss Patti Negri. And we'll get to her in just a second. But first, I must do the openings. We are broadcast and produced live by BleedingViolin Studios. And also, if you guys are tired of Facebook and you're a paranormal investigator, then hop on over to the Parapost Network. You can download it on Apple iOS. You can download it on Android tablets, laptops, computers. It's a Facebook like atmosphere, but strictly just for us paranormal investigators. And hey, if you can't download it, just go to parapost.net and start today. You know, it's always a mouthful, Cass.
Well, yeah, but that's the way the game goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as Johnny Five would say.
Exactly. Hey, Cass,
What?
welcome to the jungle.
We got fun and games. Don't do that to me. Patty's in the. She's watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, the one, the only Miss Patti Negri.
Hi
Hi,
guys.
diggity ho there. How
Hi.
are
You
you?
guys I am excellent. You guys are funny. I love that intro you did. That's a pretty fancy intro for me. I like it. Thank you.
That was all my
A little
production here.
cauldron. Yeah.
Oh, your production. Yeah, yeah, that's how it goes.
He did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all by
yeah,
himself on a chalkboard. True story.
yeah. Ghosting Paranormal says, hey, what's up? Jeffrey says, Tank in the house. What's up, Tank?
Tank.
All right. We have ourselves a great show tonight. I've been counting down the days, the hours. I've been pacing the floors. I've been a nervous wreck. And it's so glad to have you on here finally.
Thank you. It is good to be here. And I'm almost over the jet lag. So life is good. Life
Yeah,
is,
jet lag sucks.
yeah. Because
I,
you get
I've
a,
never I've never experienced that. I don't fly.
Well, that's because you're a
ah,
tank.
well,
This is
flying tank. Yeah, it's a trip because you think it's okay, but you change all these major time zones, like 8 hours at a time, and then you go to bed. You go to bed at 2 in the morning, and then all of a sudden you're awake at 3 in the morning, thinking it's 10 in the morning. It's like, no, I don't need to get up yet, but it's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah. The circadian rhythm is tough to trick, but you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, I do okay on some days.
So, comments
so
from the Lions
Patty.
Pride Network. I want to say hi to Draconis and Kristen. Hi, guys.
Hey, everyone.
We're simulcasting in a bunch of places. It's awesome. I don't know why
So,
I'm whispering.
Patty, I
Nah.
have to know, when did you get your start? Like, when did you first realize that you were a medium?
I I have been talking to the dead since I could talk. I grew up little suburban Los Angeles. I just knew called the little guy in the closet and under the bed, almost cliche, weren't imaginary friends. They were real spirits I could talk to and get real information from.
Right.
Wasn't over, some were scary, some weren't scary. And it just, I think kids really can see. I think they can. It just gets taught out of us in our modern, Western, non mystical society. It becomes your imaginary friend.
Yes.
And it didn't get taught out of me. My mom's like, oh yeah, grandma did that. Oh yeah, grandma did that. And even on the witchy side, I would find myself in my little suburban backyard, like picking rosemary and picking mint and stuffing it in my mom's wallet. It would give her more money. And she's like, so it's like, what are you doing? Stiffing, it's going to give you more money. And years later, herbs and apothecaries, like, yeah, it did. So it's just in the blood. I've just always been a seeker. I've seen energy. I was raised without any kind of, my grandfather was this big, practically evangelical atheist, scientist, academic guy, philosopher. And so God or spirituality was a dirty word, but I drive by a church or a temple energy. I want to go in one of those. I want to feel what that is. And I think I was 13 before I was brave enough to ask if I could go to some like Christian rock concert because I wanted to see the cute guitar player. And I was so scared to ask my mom, and she's like, you could do anything. And I became a seeker. I just wanted to explain. So I started like my grandpa, but from the opposite back door, religion, philosophy, science, occult science, metaphysics. And I take it all down to energy, which it all is, whatever word you put on top of it. Yeah. So
So,
it's always been a part of my life. I kept it separate for a long time because I just did. But
gotcha.
Smart. Very, very
yeah,
smart.
no, because I had a production company. I was a Hollywood girl and I did all this stuff and then I started producing and I was producing very like top banks and I produced shows around the world. I'm like, these people know that I talk to dead people or I dance around bonfires and cloaks. It's like they just shouldn't know that. Up until 2008, and the big corporate crash came, corporate entertainment became a dirty word. And all my shows went crashing and reality TV was going like this.
Mm.
Um and well, and it was like somebody they go, Patti, we know your ability to lift the veil with seances. We know we need you to do a seance on a TV show. Like, no, I can't. That's my separate life. We need to do it. No, I can't. And I'm looking at my empty calendar. They go, please. And no, I can't. No. Well, what's the name of the show? And they're going, it's called Mobile Home Disaster and it's on country music television. I'm
Wait,
like,
that's
well,
the
nobody
okay.
will
That
watch
last
that.
part.
I'm like, nobody
So,
will watch that. Okay, I'll do it. I need a job. And it was the funnest thing I ever did. I got to use my psychic and medium ability. I got to help this beautiful human little girl who they thought was crazy. Portals on the ceiling. No, there were portals on the ceiling. I got to help her. I got to help spirits. Funnest day ever. And but never again, never again. And of course, when it aired the very next day, my biggest corporate client, hey, I saw you on TV yesterday. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, boy, voice is getting higher. I'm like, you did? She's like, I didn't know you were into the paranormal. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I love the paranormal. This of the broom closet. I'm out of the psychic closet. This is it. What am I doing? This is who I am. So again, now I don't have time for I have a production company, but I honestly don't have time. This just took over because I'm sitting in the middle of Hollywood, and therefore you get the TV, and then you get the TV, then you get the worldwide clientele, and little domino effect. But I really kept it completely non-public until 2008.
oh wow. So, for the people that think psychic mediums are people who dance around the bonfire, like you said, naked and chanting and trying to resurrect demons. Can you explain to our fans what a psychic medium actually does?
Yes. Has nothing to do with demons. I mean, I guess unless you choose demons. What a psychic
Bad
is. A psychic
choice.
is someone A psychic is somebody who could see possibilities, probabilities into future. I am a free will girl, so I don't think anybody could say this is going to happen. You are going to get hit by a bus on Tuesday. But it's just
Right.
saying that they're going to go get hit by a bus. We create our so just like be careful on Tuesday. You could see pathways like in the cards. So that's a psychic. That's what you tell me about career and love life, past reasons why. A medium means you talk to the other side. So they're all mediums are psychic. Not all psychics are mediums. I teach this stuff. I have a school now. So
We got
it's
to talk more.
yeah. All mediums have a psychic, but not all psychics talk to the dead. Not demons have nothing to do it, and demons have nothing to do with my witchcraft. It's not even in my cosmology of what that is. I use the term good witch in my witch. Not because I don't like white and I don't like black, and nothing's black and white, and that's such weird connotations. And I'm a big fan of Glinda, so I'm a good witch.
Okay, so we did not
And I'm
offend
really
you with
good.
that.
Oh no,
Okay,
no,
good, good.
no.
my
Yeah.
my wife my wife is a witch as well, so I was like, we were trying to make it
Yeah.
like so. Ray, who's put it together, my video editor, he tried to make something that would make his mom feel happy and honored. So you know,
No,
Cat,
and
go
good
ahead,
means a
bud.
lot of things.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So I'd like to go back for a second. You said this little human girl. That's like something I would say. Do you consider yourself separate from hominid sapiens sapiens?
That's it. Well, I think
Because I do. So like, go ahead. You
yeah, I
don't.
sort of do too.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of us. It's
Yes.
kind of like a half breed. It's like the almost the hero story. I'm not saying I'm a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm not different than anybody else. But almost that story of like, here's the regular old human realm, and humans are beautiful. And then there's those otherworldly people. I call it witch blood. There's a knowing. I can see through the veil. Just call it angel blood. There's angel people. Some aren't into angels or witches. They call it whatever. It's the hero story, kind of human and not human, having some extra things. Who knows? Wherever it's Anunnaki came, I don't know. Um, but yeah, half human.
Hey,
Half human
half
is
human's
good.
better than no human, right?
Humans are awesome.
You know,
Humans, I think my success is I just love people. People crack me up. We are stupid. We are funny. We are wonderful, ridiculous.
Most definite.
it's funny. We actually had a meeting behind the scenes to how Cassidy would speak to you and not scare you off, but it's like, no, no, it's working out great. This is awesome. It's funny. Like on the
So,
coffee show, we
I'm
were.
hard to scare. Come on.
Oh well, yeah, fair. I realize that now, but
Yeah, and I like a challenge. That's my if I had a hobby, it's to not scare myself like have somebody point a gun at me or jump out of a mountain without a plane without an airplane, but to
different kind of
challenge
fear.
myself. Mm,
Different kind of fear. You know.
yeah.
So I we
so
go ahead,
oh,
Troy.
go ahead,
Just
Cat.
okay,
Go ahead.
fair enough. Sorry, we're both so excited. So I want to go back to the question we discussed like before the show started. Could you like for the all the audience members who are struggling with their own abilities, how did you survive and stay sane?
An on-off switch. We all need it. There's a couple things. Again, that's even why I wrote my book. We're out of balance. We all got out of balance. So whether you consider yourself gifted, a psychic, a medium, a shaman, it doesn't matter. We got numb. We got weird. If for only those who are gifted, you have to come up with an on-off switch. I did it when I was a kid, old-fashioned on and off. I don't and see somebody's dead mother. I don't want to be Long Island medium. Your mother wants to talk to you. It's not even my business. And ethically, I don't think it's right to talk to somebody if they haven't requested it. I think it's karmically not right. So off. And that makes the on that much better. It's in witchcraft, it's
Yeah.
like you could cross the broom. You lay your here's my sample broom. Um, you if you're on this side of the broom is the mundane world, and you pay your rent and you go to work and you drive cars and you stop at red lights. When you cross the broom, this is the other world where
Sometimes.
magic happens, and ghosts
Right.
and mysticism and all this world. And the more you separate the two, the better they both are. It makes this world that much more go of gravity, like go of logic. You don't have to have it because it doesn't exist over here. And it makes this that you can be not the crazy person on the corner who doesn't know how to take care of themselves, who doesn't, on off. It's crossing the broom, this side of the hedge, that side of the hedge, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And everybody can develop. Always did it physically. I literally, because I have this hand, I went through my youth like sucking my thumbs with my hands. This means I'm shut off. And now I just have to do it for 1 second. It's like I'm shutting it down. I take a quick breath and stick my thumb, shut it down, like shutting down all. I'm as normal, whatever that means, as anybody else. Now I'm going to open it. I open my fingers, take a deep breath. Whoop, everything's on. Third eye on. Boop, on. And then that's it.
Now, can you tell us how to tell if somebody actually has a special ability?
Yeah, the first, you smell it. No, trust your gut instinct. Oh my God, all this has got taught out of us too. The intuition, gut instinct, whatever you want to call it. Don't have to say you're a psychic. We have it. We have this knowing. If something's a little fishy, it's probably a little fishy. If something seems off, it's probably off. If something seems, and again, if you're going to see somebody, if you're going to go see a shaman healer, storefront psychic, number one, check reviews, because you're going to get there and go, wow, this person took my money. And number two, if you walk in and if you're not sure and you're feeling all right, anything, if you feel good, if they are leading you by fear or control, you run. If they tell you have a demon attached, you run. If they tell you have a curse and they want more money, you run. If they're like, okay, this is how we could do it. Yeah, there's challenges. We're not going to tell you everything. Yeah, there's this. And you go, wow. And you leave empowered, not booking 12 more appointments and even give a candle to the church to bury for the demons,
Right.
and trust that. And again, anything that they're trying to do it by fear or control, just run. Everything needs to be done by a high vibration, and that's where you're going to get everything.
Right.
Absolutely.
That easy. It's not overcomplicated. Check Yelp and feel your gut and see how they're treating you.
Yeah.
William says, hi, guys, and beautiful Patti.
Hey, William.
Hi, William.
One of my oldest living friends in the whole world, Kevin House, says, I love her.
Hi, Kevin.
And my co-host asks you point blank, are you Pleiadian?
I don't know. My brain is only this big. One of my mentors was a guy named Maximilian de Lafayette. He was all about the Anunnaki, basically. And so the little bit I know, which is little bit, because I'm an elemental girl. Right now I am on this earth. I know I'm not necessarily all of this earth. I could be Pleiadian. I don't know enough about Pleiadians. I'll tell you about fairies and rocks and gnomes and deities and tulpas and creations, and because right now I'm in this corporal form in this world, so that's why even my magic is very elemental magic. I rarely work with deities and spirits, because that way you can offend somebody. If you're saying, if you're working with Jesus and they're not into Jesus, or if you're working with Buddha, they're not into Buddha, you're working in whatever, but people understand the strength of a tree, just like with your wife, or the strength or rock, or air, the movement of air, focus, clarity, water, emotion. It's 60% of our body. So maybe I'm Pleiadian. I've never needed to focus there yet. Maybe I will one day. Am I? I don't know.
I like that answer. I always tell the star seeds, look, don't look at where you're from. Okay, what matters is here now. Okay, I don't care if you were Azrael, the angel in a former life. Okay, Bob is greater than Azrael because Bob is here today.
Yeah, and Bob
ultimately,
has free will.
all of us were from everywhere, so.
That's what I think it is. We're from everywhere. And Azrael, angels are great, but they're dextral. Angels can only do the right thing. Angels are so pure. We have a dextral side, That's the holy everything do, and the sinstral
Gotcha.
side, which just means shift and change. The word sin comes from there, but not in the Judeo-Christian sense. It's shift. But angels, they can do two things. They can protect and they can enlighten. Two good things. But we have free will. That little
Right.
human part of us, we could do the wrong thing now and again. We'll pay
You've
for
got
it,
the
but
touch. Yeah.
yeah.
So Kevin wants to know, and I know what my answer would be, but Kevin wants to know from you because I've been telling him since we were 6. He wants to know, can you learn abilities or do you have to be born with them?
You can learn abilities. You
Ooh,
can completely learn abilities. Everybody has different. I have a school. I just started a school. It's crazy affordable, like $10 a month. You get a class a month, and I teach psychic development. We teach paranormal stuff. We teach mediumship. I have crystal people. I have astrologer people. I have alien people. I have a Catholic priest. I have a vampire, a witch, a hoodoo, a voodoo.
I like you
That's
more
what
and
I
more by
teach.
the moment. You
We
know
we
that, right?
don't we don't preach any one thing. We just here it is. Here's this option. Here's this option.
Cool.
Here's this option. But we all can learn again because it's gotten so. Our Western, we're not mysticism. Even our religion got unmystical. Eastern religions kept a little mysticism. We didn't. So now we're coming back to it. To me, so we could all learn it. Not everybody, like everybody can study piano. Not everybody's going to be a concert pianist. Me, I studied it for 2 years. I'll never be but I can play the scales. I can plunk out a song. It's never going to be my calling, but everybody can learn.
Yeah, certain
So
genetic
yes,
can.
and we should again because that makes us alive again. We're no longer asleep at the wheel, phoned in, automatic
Yeah,
pilot, by rote, all those horrible, horrible words we use.
yeah.
Well, my question is if somebody has the ability to where they can meet someone and know within the first 2 to 3 minutes if they should conversate with them because they're a good person or know to walk away because they're trouble. What kind of ability would you call that?
Good instinct. An
Okay.
empath, a good uh, again, it's how far you wanna take it. We should all be able to do that to an extent. I I got all stuck in my head, I got in my gut. We think with these different areas of our thought. I mean, almost literally. It
Well,
don't
then
have to just
I've
go to your
got a
logical brain with what that did we lose each other? So it could be I don't know whatever you want. Words are words, whatever you want to call it. Is it an empath? Are you feeling what they're feeling? That would be an empath.
I just think I'm a good judge of character then.
That is a good judge of character.
And
Make up a word.
Sweet Eyes says, I'll give permissions for you all to give me messages.
I'm pretty sure that was not a. uh, I'm just gonna shut up.
Well,
That
Sweet
sounded
Eyes,
like somebody trolling for Nookie.
I will give you a message right
All
now.
of us.
Dinner is going to be done at 7:45.
Okay, well, fair enough.
So, Patty, you say you're able to read people pretty good. Is there any way you could give our audience a demonstration by giving me just a brief reading?
Sure.
Heck,
No.
oh, if you got that
um
crazy out going again, I'm running. I'm hiding.
uh, what do you want me to look at?
Oh, feel free. Anything you want.
You've got something good coming up. I don't know if you want to go psychic wise or medium wise or shamanistic wise. You have something good coming up work wise. You may or may not know it now, but it's good. Something is already in creation. So there's a little psychic thing. You're smart. You're really smart. You have a good head on your shoulder. You know who you are, what you are, but your heart is better. Let me get non-generalized. You have a spirit who talks to you. Um, Almost almost like you've been to the dentist, not pain, not numb, but this awareness by your teeth sometime that you've noticed?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
That's one of your spirit guides saying, "Hey, dude, say what you really want to say." And
Huh.
maybe in that moment you're not. They hit you on the
Nice.
head now and again too. Do you feel that?
Every once in a while, yeah. The last time I felt a hit on the head was a sister 2x8 board coming down from about 35 feet.
Well, that's a little violent for most spirits, but um, you enjoy life to the fullest. You have good drive. You should be starting to feel a little bit more energetic about something. It's a shift going on again, and all that's going to open doors of things. You overthink. We all overthink.
Hmm.
Um, what do you want to know? I'm better with a specific question. No, you don't want to.
Okay, specific question. All right.
Or area. It doesn't have to be a question. Do you want to talk to dead people? Do you want to know about career? You
Yeah,
want to
let's talk to dead people.
okay.
I see dead people.
Ah. Do you have somebody? Give me a first name of somebody you'd like to talk to.
James.
Jane.
James.
James.
Yep, went
Okay.
by Jim.
Interesting
Jim by
choice.
Jim. Okay. And love and light. We do want to request the spirit of Jim, James, Jim, James. I'm seeing sideways lights. First off, I don't know what that means. Does that mean something to you? Like, shoo, shoo, shoo. He might have had. He's very visual before I'm getting verbally out of it, and something with the lower belly. I don't know. Did he have some stomach issue or something like that you know of, or lower
Lower
body
back.
thing?
Yeah, he had his spine fused.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he didn't like that so good. It was
Oh,
do you the lights flashing. Do you sometimes because you are gifted. Do you sometimes see little like flashes of light, almost like orbs, but not like orbs?
I do sometimes, yeah.
That's him. That's him. He
Interesting.
yeah, that's him. Because that's what he's showing me. And his energy hangs high. Some people their energy right there and they're staying like ooh, eye to eye. If you notice your eyes drifting up sometimes, or if you have, I don't know if you have a dog or a cat, thing like if they're like start going up, he like likes to look down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he was about 6'8".
Yeah, he likes to look down. So that's his energy hangs high. So if your eyes flounder up, it's probably kind of looking at his energy, or a dog, a cat, or whatever. In like in trance state, it just kind of goes up. He hangs high. That's tall.
Yeah.
And he's saying something about hair. He's funny, actually. He's saying some funny things. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a very funny and inappropriate guy.
is there something you want to ask him or tell him?
I want to know if he's proud of the way I've gone through life so far.
Cool.
Here, let's ask my trusty dowsing rods. He is, but let's because I'm a dowsing rod girl. Cross on yes, don't cross on no. Been using these for years. I can't control them. You guys probably all know. So Jim, are you proud of Brian? Yeah. Yeah, he is. He, you had something went up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Does that make sense? Maybe an energetic, maybe a path. This
Oh
feels
my God.
a rocky. I don't know what this is. Up, down, up, down.
Up, down, left, right, BA select start.
It gives you extra 30 lives. True story.
That
Really?
was mine and my dad's favorite game, Contra.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Wow. Oh, that is so cool. He is so proud.
And it's
Where
awful
is he right?
specific too. I like that.
Yeah, where is he right now? What's to your right now?
To my
Is that right?
right
Yeah. Yeah.
is my neighbor's house.
Is there a window there?
There's a sliding glass door, yeah.
Okay. he watches you through that sliding glass door. Not in a weird way, but he does. He likes like watching TV.
Yeah,
He does.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's good. And you get extra, he'll give you extra fingerprints on it sometimes.
Yeah, that explains the bigger than my handprint on the door the other day.
Yep.
I thought somebody was trying to break into the house, so I got a baseball bat sitting next to my door.
Yeah. No. Ghost prints.
Yeah, the ghost prints are cool. Can we do a couple of comments from the audience before they get too
Sure.
far up, real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing I want to do is a shout out to Ghost House Paranormal, and once again, I've said it before, I'll say it a million times. It's a psychic group that puts their money where their mouth is. They help find missing persons, and they are very much for real.
Wow.
I've tested that one myself. I snuck up on them. I thought I was going to catch myself. Well, let's see if how real they are, and with literally no way to tell that I was there. She had one of those like spirit boxes where the spirit talks through the ghosty voicey
Hmm.
thingy,
Yeah.
and just out of the blue it goes, Lightwing is here. And I'm like, yeah, and Marianne's like, Cass? Yeah. So I was even using, yeah, there was no way. So the Ghost House is very much for real. And I've worked with them personally on a number of cases as well. They are very much for real. So always a shout out to Ghost House Paranormal.
Yay.
And Gary wants to know about zombies.
Okay. Anything about zombie? Well,
And
we
he
were
just
all
said zombies, question
so,
mark.
yeah, I don't know, like zombies as in the Walking Dead zombies, but we were all becoming zombies. We were, again, that's what I think part COVID is about. This whole wake up call. It's like, you guys are asleep. It's like, go here, go here. We forgot what was important. We were sent to our room. We were sent to our room, and you stay there till you figure out what things are. We were as far as other like how to kill a zombie, I could explain more about vampires, which is not. I don't know about if like zombies. I know it's in some philosophies that
Yeah.
no,
See, I would have answered
I
a
don't know zombie.
question. I would have answered a question that vague, like, they make good chicken. Dude,
Yeah.
be more specific, because zombies is a big subject. I mean, you could go all the way back to the prophecies of Hammurabi. You could go to rage zombies. You could go to cordyceps zombies. I mean, it's a big subject, Gary. I love you, bro,
Yeah.
but be a little bit more. Corbin Dallas.
Oh,
Uh,
Patty,
Kevin wants to.
go ahead. Sorry, Cass.
This one is for her to plug. We have several people asking you where they can find your book.
Oh, you can find my book on Amazon in ebook, audiobook, or print. Look at it right here. Or you can find it on my website, pattinegri.com in print. It's super simple. I promise. I saw how out of like it's a hack book. I mean, hack like things. Yeah, we're all. It's great to meditate for an hour. I don't have an hour. I have 30 seconds to pull it together. So after I wrote it, I spent more time unwriting it. It's super easy, empowering, fast. Go, oh, a section on love. Oop, section on weight loss. Oop, how to talk to the dead. Oop, how to, Amazon or pattinegri.com. Ebook, audiobook is only on Amazon or print, and just print on my website. So I
Thank
hope
you
you like
very
it.
much. And Ray will be throwing up links for you guys to click, and then I'll copy the link and put
Oh,
it over there because we're simulcasting. So now John Mormon has a very, very dark question. This is what I was,
okay.
saying. The Lions Pride audience is filled up with mostly people who have had enough. People that I've personally helped, other people, so they know what's up and they're ready to fight. However needs to happen. John Mormon's been dreaming about children stuck in the trade, and
Mm.
I know my answer to that, but I'm assuming he's asking you. What can be done?
Oh. Anything, everything, one person at a time. Awareness, number 1, it has to be awareness, and then there people have to know that one person can make a difference. They have to know that because that's all that ever has. Now, like, because I travel a lot, and airports are saying if you're done by if you're with somebody you don't want to be with, you call up. There's bars. When I was just in England, I don't know where I just was, um, and it says if your date isn't going well, walk up to the bartender and say the word you're looking for, Angela. There's code words. It's that's all you have to do. One bartender in a little thing could help you. We have to know we can make a difference. We have to care, and we have to be awake, and then we do everything else we can from there. it's it's
Absolutely.
it's humans. As much as I love us, we have some flaws, and again, most of us are beautiful and brilliant, and not flaws like yeah, we're flawed but not like that. But
Yeah.
And I would like to say, Patty, about the talking to the dead. The
oh, we
fact
left
that
your friend, I'm
you,
sorry. Wait,
oh,
here.
you're good. You're good. The fact that you brought up the up, down, and how he likes to look down on people. The guy that I had you contact was my deceased father.
Yeah,
I lost him in October 30th, 2006 to a accidental overdose.
on Samhain, on the Day of the Dead, on when the veil is the thinnest.
And you, my dear, were very much spot on with that.
Mm. He
And I
loves you
very
so
much
much.
appreciate that. And I
He
know if he could see his grandbabies and the second girl that I married, first one from the big time we met to the end of the relate marriage was only 2 years, and that was the worst 2 years of my life. But this
that
one
was a
here,
karmic relationship. The first one was a karmic relationship. What that means, you were supposed to get lessons from it, not that you were supposed
oh,
to
I
be
did.
with that person. Yeah, it's you learn lessons by the reflection of that other person. Because people use the word for lots of different things. That's the way I use it. So it's like you were put together to like, okay, learn. That-
Oh, yeah. I learned lots of things from that marriage. So, have you've worked in Hollywood, correct? What all have you done in Hollywood? Like movies, shows, paranormal shows. What can we look for on look you up look you up on? There we
The
go.
one
We'll
that
get that in post.
the one that most people know me from is Ghost Adventures, because I've been working with Zach and the guys since 2015. I've done like dozen 13, 14 episodes, which is a lot for a girl, a couple every season since I've been going on it, and it's great. It's always great because I never know where I'm going at all. They will keep you blindfolded in the trunk of a car if they have to. Even the Cecil Hotel, I didn't know I was going to the Cecil Hotel. Here's an address. I'm like, huh, looks familiar. But that's the one to know. But being in Hollywood and coming in back door with this, everything not paranormal shows. Yes, lots of them. I work with awesomeness kids. But I worked the non ones. Like I just shot a Basketball Wives. I just shot Mysteries Decoded. I just shot with Jack Osborne and Katrina Weldman. Their Portals to
Wow.
Hell. I shoot with. Um, I just shot with house clearing houses with Jeff Lewis. Um, what's her name? Nicole Richie. I mean, there's dozens. I get 6 episodes of Pit Boss, which is little people and pit bulls. But what's cool about it, Bad Girls Club, is it get to an audience you wouldn't get to. I'm goofy, but I'm legit and I'm real. And it's like, so if I could be at this goofy urban girls fighting, clearing their house for them and teach them, you can take control of your life. You can take control of this room. You could have this little cup means this is our peace cup. This means this. And you see a little light bulb go on. So in TV, I do everything. As actor, because that's where I started out. After I've worked with Martin Sheen, way back, Burt Reynolds, way years ago. Burt Reynolds directed me, and I got to work with Martin Sheen and all sorts of cool people. A couple years ago, Josh Duhamel did this really cool baseball theme, where I got to play Ernie Hudson's wife. Ernie Hudson is a ghost. a Ghostbuster, original movie Ghostbuster. And I'm like, you're a Ghostbuster. I'm a ghost, whatever I am, but I get to be the wife of a Ghostbuster. I got to play Jill Biden in one film a couple years ago.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I do now and again, but I don't have time for much of it. So that's the acting stuff. Now pretty much I'm me in whatever. In the last couple of years, I do YouTubers and influencers. I work with TFIL a lot for One Paranormal. They're like kind of baby Zacks. They have the world. They go wherever they want. So I get some really good adventures. I'm working with the Awesomeness Kids, Awesomeness TV, and that's teen oriented. So again, I'm waiting for my kindergartner show. I've been working, the TFIL guys are 20 somethings. And then the Awesomeness are the teen set. And now I'm working with this kid, Gavin Magnus. He just turned 14. I'm like, I'm waiting for my grade school ones. Like, let's talk about empowerment and spirits and magic. Laura DIY, Lily Singh, Zach Sang, Good Mythical Morning, a lot of the top YouTubers. I don't know. I just where it leads me.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. I got an 8-year-old girl, and man, once I tell her about you, you're gonna be her new idol. I'm gonna have to, like, keep her away from my phone so that way she doesn't blow you constantly.
No, I love kids. Kids are the best. Number one, you guys know from Paranormal, they're eight young, but once somebody hits puberty, they have so much life force. If you're doing a paranormal ghosty thing, stuff's gonna happen. That just
Right.
between post puberty and late teens, that's when, if I'm doing a seance, the doors are flying open, things flying across the room. Just one time, somebody bursting into flames. It's youth, the energy of youth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of
EVS
youth,
Disney wants to know, what are your thoughts on voodoo?
Voodoo. What I know about it, voodoo is a religion. Hoodoo is the practice. Just like you could be a witch, you could be a religion, or the practicing the craft is the practice. The little bit of I know, it's a shamanistic religion, this belief system. I can't do anything where I kill chickens. I just can't kill. I can't kill fleas or mice.
Yeah.
And in my
Red blood
belief
magic.
system, I don't have to kill anybody, but I don't judge anybody who chooses it. In itself, it's kind of took old world magic that the world's been doing since the world's been doing and kind of mushed it with Catholicism and all the new religions brought in. I don't have any judgments on it. I know, so I have some we have a voodoo priestess on my school that teaches. I'm not going to let her teach dark arts, but we teach.
Very nice. Very nice.
DVS, are you trying to like make a comment on the Lions Pride Network's well-known rivalry with Voodoo, or is it what's going on
No.
there? No, not you. I mean,
Me. Oh, I don't.
Yeah. We got our
So-
start doing curse breaking, and that put us in conflict with several quite nasty voodoo cults, and it's been a thing ever
Oh.
since. So I'm just asking
Well,
See,
if that's
the
what
word cult is it. There's sweet voodoo. The word cult anything. Cult.
Yeah, dude, you could make a cult out of Raisin Bran. That's it's not. It's not the
They're the
belief system
worst.
that's a problem, right? It's like, especially you
No,
get 100
the
raisins.
Raisin
Oh
Bran
my god!
curse. Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's
Two
Patti,
raisin.
scoops.
we're nearing the 1 hour marker. Would you like to continue on for another hour, or any specific time you'd like to call it?
Do you guys want me to hang a little while longer? I can hang a little while
Absolutely.
longer.
I
Are
could
you
talk to
guys
you all
tired of
night.
me? I could leave.
I could
No,
talk to
I'll hang for.
you I could do a 6-hour podcast with you right now.
No, I'll hang a little while longer. Then I get to go put away party. I get to go put together party puppy. I'm doing a puppy palooza party for her first birthday tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, my dog's turning 1. Blowout.
Oh,
You should live cast that puppies.
I
Puppies
might.
that
I might have to, because she has a bigger following than I do. Because after my podcast every week, I always do a Willow report, and she's not like that theatrical, but she's cute. She's that's all you need.
what
But
kind
it's
of
like
puppy?
she's a dachshund. just turned a year. A long-haired little black and tan dachshund. My last dog was a movie. I with my production company, I started Wiener Wrangler, by the way. Um, Wiener Dog Wrangler. I was running wiener dog races for Wiener Schnitzel hot dogs and all this stuff, and I fell in love with the breed. So I got one wiener dog racing movie. She did bunch of live TV. She did live stage. She did 3 camera shows. Even at 13 years old, she made the cover of a magazine with Mike Tyson because she like drug him around stage on this Ryan Seacrest. And that was my old girl, and her name was Doris. She passed nice old age a couple of years ago. My puppy is completely different. We're but she's pretty. Sounds like I'm talking about my model kid. She's pretty, but she's only a year. My Dora didn't start acting until she was over a year. But Dora could hit a mark. She could look to camera. She could do everything. Willow's a little obstinate, but yeah, she has a following. I was saying I do my Willow report on my podcast every week, and then we post them these little things. Again this last week I was in England at the Festival of the Unexplained, and not like, hey Patty, how are you? I'm a big follower. It's all how's Willow? We love Willow. uh, Me too.
I myself, I have I think she's 2.5. She's a Jack Russell Terrier.
Nah, they're wild too.
And then my sister has a little old man about 7 or 8, and he's a Beagle Wiener.
Ooh, Bowini. Those
Yeah.
that he must be adorable. They both are. Jack Russells are great. They're tall and jumpy, and Beagle Wieners not so much.
He's an ornery little critter.
Dogs are cute.
They are so cute.
So, what is your opinion, Patty, on on autistic children or disabled children in general having specific gifts with the paranormal?
Because they see through the veil. They're a different vibration than us. It's changing. The world is changing, and have to be like us. They don't need to be like fit into our world. They don't have all the weird blocks that we have. It's They do have gifts, and they're going to have lots of gifts, and they don't have to fit into our world. We just have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Some need extra help and need extra things along the way, but we have to stop looking at it like it's this big old handicap. It's just new and different, and that scares us as humans.
Yeah. It's
Now,
just exactly. Bravo.
is
Thank
that
you.
because, like, the autistic children, for example, they will always have that childlike mind, the childlike mentality? Is that why they can see spirits and talk to spirits more than any other regular adult could?
Probably because it hasn't got taught out of them, or they don't have the teach outable gene or brain thing that we usually do. Yeah.
Biologically
Beautiful.
speaking, with less blood going to the prefrontal cortex, there theoretically should be a lot more a lot of more blood and calories left over for the pineal gland. The trouble is, like talking to someone who's like a nonverbal autistic, like getting them to say, "How do you feel? What do you see?" You know?
We have to learn a different language.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to telepathically talk. Maybe again, it's all in development. But maybe they don't need to communicate like we do.
No, I don't think so. Most indigenous tribes consider them half in, half out of the spirit world. So I would have to say there's a reason why, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
What I
agree.
do know is that autistic children tend to understand love as an energy and a concept better than most other people could ever dream.
Yep.
So,
and let me tell you what I can tell you from
mhm,
firsthand experience. I've helped raise my sister's 2 autistic children, and then I was blessed with a nonverbal autistic child. And that kid is as smart as a button, and the love he has, oh my goodness, Patty, he is just
Yeah.
a little love machine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's different vibrational levels. It's changing.
Yeah.
The vibration level of the planet is changing. More and more paranormal stuff is going to happen, is
Yeah.
happening. The veil is thinning. We are literally stepping into that. I'm not an astrologer. Age of Aquarius, they sang about in the 60s. It's not our parents, grandparents' world of black and white and right and wrong and solid ground. There is no solid ground. It's like, it's like, it's a new world.
No, speaking in astrophysics terms, you're 100% correct. Not only are we moving into the constellation Aquarius as in the age, but the planet's also passing back into a band of radiation that's roughly a 10,000-year cycle. There are a great many metaphysicians right now that believe the age of magic is returning, and this
Yeah.
band of radiation is probably why. What do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think?
I agree wholeheartedly. I don't know the band of radiation, but I see it. I see it. I see again more and more unexplainable in quote terms, and I see people again because when times are tough. Number one, people in tradition would go back to go to church or go to temple or whatever. You fall back on it's scary, and you want to know there's more than this. Um, so a lot of times digital belief system isn't keeping up with them or their needs or their belief system so that
Right.
it's expanded alternative belief systems from new agey stuff to empowering stuff to old agey stuff. People who I think, and then the people who don't even want that, I don't want religion, I don't want spiritual, just going to become paranormal investigators because they still want to know there's something else but this, but what we see on TV. They've got to know there's whatever that is. You don't have to take the religion part or spirituality part, but you got to know there's more because there is more and it's coming out now. So whatever bands of radiation, we are coming into the age of magic.
Cool. I'm glad we see eye to eye on that because I've been feeling
Eye
like
to
I'm
eye.
taking crazy pills. Yeah,
Yeah.
eye to eye.
I,
So,
I
speaking of
see.
eye to eye, every once in a while I'm seeing a pulse of indigo light coming out your third eye, and then
mm,
the signal fritzes for a second. Do you find you have trouble with electronics a lot?
hopeless.
I thought so.
Hopeless. I'll show you. I wear two watches. Wait, always in hopes that I will have one that works. I never have one that works.
Yeah.
One goes fast and one goes slow.
What
I'll
is
switch arms.
that?
The other one goes slow. My internet, I have good internet. It's like my phone. And besides that, spirits are learning to use this stuff. Yes, we have
Yeah.
all the fancy ghost equipment, but they're learning to use that. Whether it's a goofy ghost app or I got a call not too long ago from my husband's best friend and bandmate who's been dead 5 years. It's like
Whoa.
call from David Coleman. I'm like, huh,
Yeah, that
hello,
that
and
I would need new pants.
yeah, and I'm like, well, maybe somebody else kept the phone or something, but there was nobody there.
Mm,
And I called it back; it was disconnected. But it's energy, it's electricity. We are just energy, and they are just energy. It's just energy. Energy is, and
That
electricity is a conduit for the energy.
right.
that
So
brings a
yeah,
whole new
I'm
meaning to
horrible with phones and watches and batteries because like filming with TV. Paranormal shows know to have 10 times more batteries that they're going to drain.
Right.
And I do so many non-paranormal shows where I'm the paranormal person on it. And they're like, what happened to the battery? It just charged. Somebody needed it.
So my son is in the audience. He's the one that he's our main video editor. And by the way, good job, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
He's learning to control his abilities. He actually has like this knack for Reiki that I just don't. I couldn't even
Mm,
grasp Reiki until in my 30s. But he's just like, you mean like this? Blah. And I'm like, yeah, like that.
beautiful.
So he wants to know, is the left watch going slower and the right faster? I don't know why he's asking, but he usually has a good reason. I think we lost her.
The right one is
Oh,
faster and the left one is slower. Is that what
we
he asked?
yes. Yeah, we lost you for a second while you were answering that. I'm like, great.
Okay, see?
Yeah,
Right is faster, left is slower.
cool, cool.
I
So,
don't know if that has to do
Patty,
with the receiving hand, the giving hand. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know either. He understands Reiki in a way I don't. It.
Maybe he'll know why.
Yeah, I don't know why he's a Reiki guy, but we need to fry potatoes. So,
oh,
oh,
Cat, why would you mention that, man?
'cause I'm
I've
hungry.
had such a hankering for fried taters and biscuits and gravy. It ain't even funny.
You got a hanker for a hunk of cheese.
I'm an old Southern boy when it comes to food.
I
Ray,
like food.
Ray, I appreciate you trying to help, but living her life in a Faraday cage is not an option. But thank you for trying that. I like that you're thinking, Ray.
Keep
Now,
thinking.
Patty, what advice would you give, a new team that just went out and bought equipment and are looking to go into these well-known haunted locations that are potentially dangerous for somebody who does not know what they're doing?
Do not jump in the deep end until you know how to swim.
Where were you when I
You
needed you?
know, it's like, yeah, let's go demon hunting right now when you don't even know. No, no. Number one, there's a billion ways for protection. Find one that works within your belief system. It could be religious, it could be shamanic, it could be energetic, it could be academic, it could be whatever you want. No, number one, what are you going to do when you get in trouble? Because you'll probably somehow get in trouble. Who are you going to call? Literally, who are you going to call? Ghost? Is it God? Is it Jesus? Is it your grandmother? Do you have a sigil, a symbol? You this? Do you work with oil? Do you work? Know what you're, and start out before you're just, if you're all new, follow another team for a while till they know what they're doing. Be with another team and then break off and start your own, or just can we tag, can we learn? That's why I started the school. We teach paranormal investigation stuff too, because not people are starting to. One of the teachers at my school, Kadrick Olson, he's a real Viking kind of Nordic kind of guy. Stefan Brigatti, who's been a paranormal investigator for 20 years, he teaches at my school. He taught something. Learn. If you're going to swim, know how to do it. You don't have to go
Yeah.
to a school or class, but there's books, study, follow people who do it, and don't start out at the Cecil Hotel or the Black Dahlia House or the prison where that 900 people were
Yeah.
killed.
Work up to it. Even
That's
I started
the
small,
one
folks.
thing. That's the one thing I love about the team I started global with Eldon McInville and Jason Graham is, we're always encouraging, new teams to, come and talk to us. We have
Yeah.
over 25 years combined experience. We'll give you the do's, we'll give you the don'ts, we'll tell you what equipment to get that'll work the best. And heck, even if you can't afford equipment, we'll try our best to donate equipment to you.
Yeah.
The paranormal world has just kind of gotten off beat about, showing love towards one another and wanting to be united. And I've always wanted to try and unite teams together. So I started working really hard on getting this directory started.
Good.
So that way, people or other teams that get clients outside of their area, all they got to do is go to the website, figure out what state they're in, and boom, they're right there. And all these teams on the list want to be united.
So who you gonna call?
And we
Global
should.
Paranormal.
Yeah. No,
What?
we should. We're like-minded people. We're seekers. We're all sorts of things. And we all do need community. We all do need tribe, and we do. You know, we could be
Exactly.
a book club. We could be a knitting club, but we're
If I
weirder
get a
than
vote,
that.
I vote D&D group. Just if I get a
There
I'm
vote.
you
with
go. Be a
you.
ducks in a tray. Yeah, go for it.
The one team that has shown me the most gratitude for helping them out, I started a Facebook group page for them. and a fan page, and I designed a logo for them. I designed business cards for them, and I do this all for free. You know, I do this to
Beautiful.
help people, and I've done 15, 20 different teams, but this team, I mean, between Forget Me Not Paranormal, who were actually an autistic couple that are paranormal investigators,
Yeah,
and
they're
then
sweet.
there's Ghosting Paranormal GP and Spooky Trio. Those are the three that have shown the most gratitude, and I just, I love it. I love the feeling to know that I can help somebody out do something.
What am I, chopped
And,
liver over here?
I know you feel the same exact way about that. I sense it about you that you're a helper.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's being too
completely.
modest.
Because
He's being too modest. They're actually also trying to help save my daughter who needs a heart transplant. They Global
oh,
Paranormal does a crazy amount of work, like truly insane.
that's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah. So yeah, they're being modest about that stuff. That's how we
Uh,
got
That's
tangled
that's
up.
what that is what this world is about, and it's beautiful. We could
Yeah.
mine, mine, mine. No, no, no. This, or like
Mine, or I will help you not.
Maine. No, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's like
pardon my French when I say this, but to me, it's not a pissing contest. It's not about who got the better evidence. It's about you captured evidence to begin with, and that's awesome.
yeah, I agree.
Ray is wondering if a copper mesh divider between your wrist and the watches might help. He
Oh,
is
I
on
don't
it, dude.
know. I love this, Ray. Let me know. So a little copper wrist thing. You think that? I don't know. Maybe I have to try it. Though I don't know. I turn copper really fast. I mean, I know a
Mm,
lot of people do, but I turn copper. I actually turn a lot of silver too,
that
because I'm only
actually
half human.
makes a lot of sense. You're giving off ions which aid in the yeah. Part of what I try to do is I try to explain to people these things in scientific, because all of this has evidence. You know what I mean? It's
Com-
all explainable in
it's
physics.
all science.
Exactly. So that's my deal. Um, Kristen wants to know if you have a message for the world.
Mm. Love, just love,
Ba,
love,
ba, ba,
comma,
ba,
just
ba.
love. Period.
All you need
Period.
is love.
All you need is love, because that changes everything.
Yes.
If we do it from love, if we do love yourself, start there. Love the world, love the people you live with, love the people who walk by, love the little old lady on the corner.
It
And
In other
then
sounds
words, it's time for the world to put their big boy and big girl panties on and start loving one another instead of all this hate.
yeah.
actually, I'm going to disagree with you on there.
Okay.
It isn't.
You don't want the panties?
No, no, no. It's not that. It's what if growing up isn't the issue? What if growing down back into innocence? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I don't know how to word what I'm trying to.
No, you did. You
What,
did very well.
Thank you.
what you're trying to say is people can show more love from their childlike side than they can their adulthood.
I love you, Brian. You just get me.
I get you, Cass. I get you, buddy.
Yeah. That's my one
So,
thing. If we could come from and respect. If there's two words in the world, it's love and respect. And if we
absolutely.
could get there, most of our problems would go away.
In my people's philosophy, we view love as the quintessence, the literal building block of, the emotional reaction to love being whatever it is, but the actual love, the force itself as an energy, we believe that to be the quintessence building block of the universe. What do you think?
100%.
Cool.
100%.
I don't feel like a lunatic when I'm talking to you. I love it.
No, you're
You
not.
know,
And again, my grandpa, again, he came from the all academic science. Where's his picture? Mm, He was this big old Freudian. He was all about love too. He didn't believe in paranormal. He wouldn't use words like that, or ghosts, or spirits, or God, or anything like that. But if I read his books now, I wear some. He believes the same thing. He just uses different words. It's the
Yeah.
feeling of what love is, whatever you want to call that. Words are words.
Cool.
That's just the template we put onto it. That's just the roadmap we're choosing
Right.
to
Absolutely.
navigate. We just have to navigate. You know, if you want to do it real sciencey, great. If you want to do it religiously, great. If you want to do it paranormal, great. If you want to do it academic, we navigate. And the way to navigate, if you're navigating from love and hope and
Yeah.
abundance and possibility, everything I've ever got, when I go back into my witchy side, forget the psychic and medium side, um, everything I've ever got is what you put out, you get back. And that's my little challenge. Like, I'm going to beat 100,000 people to do this thing that I should not do. And it's not, like MasterChef or Wipeout or America's Got Talent, all shows that I've been on, and no business being on them. But I'd be on these auditions going, you do good and you do good. And yeah, you look really great. Sincerely, you can't be making it up. And there I am, rolling around the floor with Howie Mandel. There I am, cooking for Gordon Ramsay. There I am. Because it's like, you give it out, and you get it back. What you do is what you do. And that's not why you do it, because then that's a whole different thing. But
Yeah,
Right.
I gotta know if you've cooked for Gordon Ramsay. Is is he as big as an a-hole as he seems to be on camera,
no,
or is
it's his
he a
persona.
squishy teddy bear?
He's a teddy bear. I was just going to say he's a total teddy bear.
I knew it.
And,
I knew it.
and he's afraid of ghosts.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because I mean, when you do these competition shows, and again, that's the three big ones I've done: MasterChef, America's Got Talent, and Wipeout. Um, you are sequestered because there's these game shows, because I guess TV in the 50s or something got in trouble. It's like gaming laws. So they take away your phone, they take away your laptop. You can't talk to your husband, your dog, your children when you're on these competition shows for however long you're there. So we were before you're sequestered and no comment, you can't be the rest of the world, but we're spending all this time with these people more than you saw on TV. Yeah, the Master Chef kitchen, it looks real pretty, and it is real pretty, but it's like this old warehouse, and he's pacing back and forth, he's pacing back and forth, and he's like, I'm like, what do you do? It's like, I talk to dead people. I played the whole witch card, magical cooking. I explain stirring clockwise what it's going to do, and counterclockwise, and the different ingredients. Put love into your kids' oatmeal, blah, blah, blah. But he's asking about, he's like, are there spirits here? I'm like, yeah. This is the life in this building. And you see this little sweat dripping down his forehead. It's like, oh, Gordon's afraid of ghosts. Yeah. And witches
You
too, for
know,
that matter, I think.
Interesting.
if it's one thing I've always wanted to do, was I've always wanted to get on some sort of singing show. So I've done a heavy metal band, and I kind of tore my throat from all the screaming and growling. But I'm mostly a country boy, and I want to get on there and sing my dad's song that he created called Little Cindy Sue.
Aw.
It's either that or Randy Travis's Forever and Ever Amen.
Just do it. Just do it. I mean, there's a bit, you just have to chin. And however far you get, you might get all the way. Just commit. My whole other thing about life is crank it up. Don't you volume. I'm always looking at my little 0 to 10, 0 to 10. Usually people have it cranked down a little bit so you don't wake up the neighbors. Crank it up to 11. That's how you get there. So you go sing your heart out. You go and just do it. For you, for your dad, you'll be amazed.
The
Yeah.
next time we come to Spokane, I'm gonna do it. Yeah,
Okay.
I lived one of my dad's ultimate dreams he had for me, and we were huge. I still am, but we were huge into professional wrestling, and I've I'm a former professional and backyard wrestler.
Wow, that's cool.
And it's fun getting in the ring. But I have to know, Patti, has there ever been a moment with you that's been like, oh my gosh, like this is the scariest thing I've ever dealt with. I got to get out of here now.
Well, I never did the had to get out of here now, but I let a seance get out of hand, young people, and I was at a house in my neighborhood, Wood Hills, right under the Hollywood sign. And it was a house built by Charlie Chaplin for one of his girlfriends. Mary Astor, old movie star. The house was a party house. When you bring in lots of drugs and alcohol, you're going to bring in stuff. A party house, and then the Rolling Stones manager bought it, and so the Rolling Stones stayed there, Mamas and Papas, Grant Parsons, all these people. Then they sold it, and then the person who invented the real life sex doll moved in, and then he moved out, and then Marilyn Manson, my neighbor for 7 years, moved in, and it got too scary for him, and he moved out, and we're doing a seance there, and I let this because be a skeptic or whatever. And first, cool things were happening, like the French doors flew open. I'm like, wow, this is good stuff. Glass flew out, French doors came open again. The speaker on the floor from the radio, the record player came on, like white noise. It sounded like a spirit box. And then he said something really stupid. We're working a Ouija board, him, and it was a 4-camera shoot. The cameraman facing him burst into scary. He was not standing in front of a fireplace. Spontaneous combustion, like Spinal Tap, a V up his back, like angel wings of fire. Everybody screaming. 2 cameras caught it. One camera started filming the floor, the ceiling. You know, I guess you test the metal of a cameraman by the room bursting into flames with a lot of people in it. His camera, way wonder why everybody's screaming and pointing at him. And cool medium witch Patti becomes medic Patti, which I am. I'm an EMT one. I'm certified. Drop and roll. I'm calling in all my protectors, shutting it down, shutting it down, shutting it down. But the cameraman who caught on fire, he was a super skeptic, and all of a sudden he's like, I spontaneously combusted. He was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm like, no, I'm okay. And he's like, as I'm watching the blistering on his back, I'm like, no, okay. But I talked to the spirit, and he kind of sort of be kind of good. The cameraman wanted to do it. I knew the kid who caused it by being disrespectful and an idiot was no longer going to be disrespectful. He was going to be the choir boy in the corner because he wasn't going to say another word. When you see somebody burst into flames, that was really scary because I don't hurt fleas. I don't want somebody bursting into, but it had a happy ending. One of my favorite stories. 3 weeks later, the guy who caught on fire, who's a filmmaker, he goes, Patti, look at my back. And I looked where I'd seen the blistering 3 weeks before. It literally looked like he had went and got a tattoo of a dragon on his back. Open mouth, sharp teeth, winged head, into the shape of a serpent. That is the exact energy I called in to shut down the seance. I work dragon magic. It's crossroads magic. I have dragons everywhere. Goofy little scary dragons. Dragons. I'm looking at this almost dragon tattoo. I'm like, oh my God, you have a tramp stamp of a dragon on your back. That is like the coolest thing in the world. And he thought so too. So he wrote a script. He hasn't done it yet. I hope he does. He wrote a script with Stephen Norrington, the guy who wrote League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and the Blade series, about this basically TV medium, me, who does every TV show, me. And all of a sudden the portal gets opened. It's really funny and it's really scary. And I hope some fabulous movie star plays me. But this is the weird. I sat down with him for like 5 hours. I went, Laurent, you can't say that on camera. He's like, but you said that on camera. I went, I know those words, those sound do something. You don't want to be one of those cursed horror films, do you? People don't know. Spirit energy is not going to know the difference of an actor reading it off a script, omnialis, whatever that is. That's what happens when, all the actors in that movie died. It's like, no, let's change the words to something that's not going to cause any real thing. Nobody will know the difference, and it won't be one of those cursed horror films. So if they ever do it, it'll be safe. It's called The Portal. But that was scary. I mean, to actually see spontaneous combustion in a group of probably 15, 20 people, somebody burst into flames. That and the Black Dahlia killer broke my ribs once. Like, he ripped all the cartilage off my ribs. That was scary.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you ever like require protection?
Like police protection?
No, like spirit. Like, okay, if you got a spirit yanking on your muscles, then you're in trouble. Do you ever need help?
Oh, yeah. Well, I am the protection queen. I carry around again. Always put oil on the back of your neck. That
Right.
little portal right back there. I'm a big believer in sigils and symbol. My favorite being, it's a rune. It's Norwegian. It's a helm of awe. I don't go on anything scary. I'm reaching for it. I'm reaching for it. This silly little rune, this
Mm,
little sigil,
yeah.
you wear it, it just energy, dark energy goes in and just blows up. I have it under my welcome mat at the house, and it keeps away burglars and dark spirits. But
Yeah, that
I'm queen of protection stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
And
sacred geometry. So yeah.
the sacred, yes, it is. This is completely sacred geometry. I could draw it better, but no, and
Oh,
you
for
know,
sure.
and so yeah, and anytime I have gotten in trouble, it's because I've dropped the ball and allowed it. I
Same
take
here.
full responsibility.
Same here.
That time again, I let the kid get disrespectful. I hadn't set up my protections early. The black day, throw me into the chair, break the ribs thing. I hadn't. I got lazy for a second. That's it.
Yeah. In my case, I got overconfident and arrogant, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just take care of this." Badoon, doon, doon. One ripped intestine later. I'm never going to do that again.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you don't start up here. Start. Let's go the ghost of grandma's house.
Yeah. Oh no, no, no. This was well into my career. It was a situation where things were well out of hand. It took several light workers to take care of it, but by
Wow.
that point, I'd been doing it for 20 years, so I was pretty arrogant. You know what I mean? And I was like, "Yeah, I don't need to prep. It'll be all right." And then yeah, I needed to prep, and it was not all right. Okay, the folks, you can't just
Yeah.
jump into this.
You can't.
You know?
I actually have a two-part question here, Patty. Number one, have you ever worked with director Wes Craven? And number two, with Marilyn Manson being my absolute number one favorite of all time in heavy metal, what was it like living next to him? And is he really as weird as everybody thinks he is?
I don't know the weird side of him. No, he was a good neighbor, a regular. He just looked like a skinny guy running around in a t-shirt and shorts with really white legs. I drive by his house every day, still do. He doesn't live there now. No, I've never worked with Wes Craven. That would be really cool. Because I like horror. I like all that. But no, I have not. I would love to. And no, Marilyn, the little interaction with him, he was not that weird, you know. But again, I don't know the personal life. I can't say I've been to any of his parties or seen those weird things he supposedly did or anything like that.
Right,
I have
right.
no firsthand any of that.
Keith Evans wants to know, Patty, are you related to the lady on the Dead Files?
Ah, Amy. No. I know her producers well, though I've never met her. Her producers, I've worked with her producers. They used to call me when she was first on. I don't know if she was, I mean, she's good. I don't know if she's as educated as I was, though. Her producers used to call me going, okay, Amy found this buried in a wall and this and this and this. And what does that mean? It's like, okay, well, it could mean this or it could mean that or it could mean the other thing. So they used to call me for that. But I'm sure she's gotten better over the years. But no, we're not related. We both make funny faces, I think.
You mentioned
But
earlier
see,
that
yeah, her style, she thinks everybody needs to move out. I don't think anybody needs to move out. I think everything's fixable. Almost everything. Maybe not the Cecil Hotel. I think, you bring a candle into a room, you bring in light, you bring in light. Yeah, you see the scary dark shadows. Yeah, you see whatever, but where she's kind of funny that way. Well, you need two shamans, a witch with one leg, and it's like, okay, I like it. That's a thought.
so you said you work with dragon magic. Can I ask you kind of a weird personal question?
Hmm.
Have
Yeah.
you ever
Elaborate.
have you ever heard do you know the names Tehazud or Golamhen?
No, they're parts of words that I understand, but not. Are
Okay.
those specific dragons or deities or something?
Well, I have this entity that claims to be a dragon, and it calls itself Golem Hen. And there's a reason I don't channel, and it's because you can never trust where what the person's saying, or what the entity is, or anything like that. But it has this incredibly detailed information about physiology, location, geography, and I don't know what to make of it. It doesn't register as a spirit in my senses. It claims it's a dragon named Golem Hen that lives underneath the island of Man between in the UK, and it's
Wow.
I don't know what to make of it. I put it in my book because it makes for a good story, but I don't know what to make of it.
Dragons have been around forever. What wired whatever, they're crossroads. I mean, look at Chinese dragon, medieval dragon.
Right.
If you look at the energy of what it is, to me, in oversimplified terms, which I do everything, it's again, we're going back to angels. Angels are up here, they're heavenly, they can't cause shift and change, they're do whatever. Dragons can fly between heaven and earth, which is going to storytelling, and they live at the crossroads of change. That's what magic, whether you're doing witchcraft or hoodoo, voodoo, it's the shift, it's the change where you shift is what everything is, and that's what dragons do. I teach people very simple because I work very much with regular people who don't get heavy duty into philosophy necessarily, or don't start there, or religion or spirit. um but I teach them how to create a dragon energy. So you got one that was already created. I feed them and feed them.
Well, that's I don't
They're the
know.
secret.
This is why I said earlier, the thing. It might sound like I'm trying to challenge you. This is not. I am asking
No,
to be. I'm asking to be taught.
yeah, no, I don't feel
Okay,
challenged.
cool. Oh, so what you said that you recognize these as parts of words. Please help me, because like I've
Well,
had
a
dragon
golem.
shaman. Oh, no, not yeah. I've had dragon shaman like use this to trick me into stuff. So I'm kind of confused.
I don't like tricking. Well, the word golem, that's what to me the created dragon would be. In Hebrew, you're creating like a tulpa, a golem, a
Right,
fetish, egregore, a servitor, all those created
right.
things. So if he's golem hand, that would be created.
Interesting. You heard of that as Gollum hand. That could be. That could be. Like
So, oh, sorry. Go ahead, bud.
oh, no, no, no. I'm just thank you, by the way, for help. This has been a mystery for
Yeah,
quite some time.
yeah.
So I would
I
appreciate
don't know.
I
Did you
appreciate it.
ask him? Him,
Oh,
it, she, he,
yeah.
he? Did
I've
they say
asked it several
why and
times.
what?
Yes, it said Golem head and said that Tehazud must be stopped. And I don't know what the hell this Tehazud is. But I've had Dragon Shaman come to me, and like I said, they'll use that knowledge on me to get me to do stuff, and I'm getting a little sick of it, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm not psychic, so it's like I'm pretty easy to trick. You know what I mean?
Well,
But I,
So long
the
as it's coming from love, they're not get tricked.
mm, well, it very rarely comes from love, and that's the problem.
I know, I know. So if it doesn't come from love, don't worry about it. You don't and you got to be able to feel trickster. You don't have to be a psychic to feel trickster energy.
uh, it's not. It's not that simple. So on to the next question. If hypothetically somebody had a mission to accomplish and they wanted to like get a show made about it, what is the proper procedure for doing something like that?
Okay. Uh
No, no, I get this asked
patient.
this all the time. So and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh
So
passion, patience, uh crank it up to 14. First you get an idea, you create a one sheet, you create a one sheet. This is my show idea. If you're going to go to the mechanics of it, here's a one sheet. I have a show, it's a paranormal show, it's a this show, it's a that show, we're going to do here. There's formats you could look up online how you do it. Here's the thing,
okay,
the first episodes we're going to do this. Then you take that to pitch somebody. You try to get somebody who will put some money in to shoot a sizzle reel. Oh, maybe they'll shoot a pilot. Maybe if you have a track record, then maybe they'll just. So if you don't have a track record, be patient, be persistent, and have faith. I mean, I've been a part. I can't tell you how many sizzle reels I've been part of that haven't gone anywhere. Good, great shows. Just just start out with your idea, have faith in it, be willing to change and shift because you think it's supposed to be green, they're going to tell you it's supposed to be blue. But there is actually format and protocol, whether you go agent, but then you get into the Hollywood machine. It's like they won't accept unsolicited stuff, but
Right.
how do you, or unrepresented, but then they won't represent you to do a thing. It's it's a you have to look at it like a game. Otherwise, it's like Battleship or something. It's like
It sounds very much like the music business, actually.
yeah, it's very much like the business. It's same. They're both the same.
Yeah.
It's art turned into business.
Right.
And how do you art is art. It's not a right or wrong or a good or bad. Art is art. Business is business, and it's turning art into a business. It's still
Dra-
got some quirks in it.
Drac is making
So,
fun. He goes, "Wow, that's right out there, Cass." Okay, I'm not asking for me. Okay, I'm asking because other people have asked.
Yeah.
I gave
so
up on
And
mine. So
no,
this is what I'm doing now.
yeah. Who knows where things lead? I'm a big believer how to create, and I even in my book, big believer of that mind, body, spirit philosophy that
Yeah.
20,000 books are psychology books, spirituality books, self-help books, mind, body, spirit. And you have to believe or you'll never get anywhere. We know that. You'll never surpass your own belief system. Period. End
Right.
of story. I can't do it. No, you can't. I could do anything. Yeah, you probably can. Mind, body, you have to take action. You got to get off the couch. Spirit, that's the part that people don't get so much because that's the less tangible. In reality, you could do it lots of ways. You could do it through your faith. Spirit, go pray. Whatever you believe in, whatever you
Yeah.
spirit, or you could do it new age style, affirmations and vision boards to spirit. Or you could do what I would do. Oh, let's do a spell working, herbs and oils and
Yeah.
chant. So, but if you could look at everything you've ever accomplished in your life that you have accomplished, you've had the mind, body, spirit. You've believed
Right.
it, you've taken action, and you've had some faith or magic behind it. Could be just
Exactly.
the stuff you haven't quite made happen. Something needs tweaking. You either don't really believe you can have it or you deserve it. You haven't gotten out, you haven't taken action towards it, or you don't have the battery, which is the spirit that make it happen. That's it. You tweak it and you can get it. Not breaking the laws of physics. You can't fly without an airplane yet, or things like that. But
Give us a
look at
minute.
what, and you switch it. I
So
know we're close. We're
for
close.
for the new
so
audience, because the ShadowZone audience doesn't know the story. So for you guys, so you know, I'm not trying to like do a thing. My answer was pick up a tablet and start. Okay, and
Yeah.
we started, as you guys, if the Lions Pride audience knows, we were homeless when we started. Okay, I picked up a
Wow.
tablet and I just freaking started, and now look where we are. That was not for me.
Yeah.
That was because you guys keep asking me.
Yeah. No, just do it. Like the
Yeah,
Nike ad says, just do it. And you
yeah,
put
that's
your passion into it
actually
and you crank it up to 11.
right.
that's actually my favorite saying. If my kids say, "Oh, I can't do it," I'll look at it and be like, "You know what? Make like Nike and just do it, kiddo."
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Now
agree
we have
100.
a question from the paranormal nightcrawler. He wants to know,
Ooh.
will we see Patti Negri on the Parapost Network?
I don't
If
know.
she had enough fun, but I don't know what. Don't
Uh,
push her.
I, I'm having fun right now.
Cool.
Who knows? I go everywhere.
Cool.
awesome. You know,
Have you ever been to Egypt?
No, I would like to go to Egypt. Yeah, I would love to go to, and I want to go to Turkey, and I want to go to Egypt.
Okay, see,
I
guys,
want.
now I want to jump on it.
and
Sorry.
speaking of horror movies, you look like a good old fashioned 1980s slasher type of girl. And I'm going to take a guess and say Freddy Krueger is either number one or number two.
I like Freddy Krueger. Yeah,
Very nice. Very nice.
yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
What?
no, I love horror since I was a little kid. Again, I am the most optimistic, positive person that I know, and I am the eternal optimist. But I didn't watch like family sitcoms growing up. I was watching old Alfred Hitchcock movies and
I,
everything way left of center. Yeah.
I've been working on a script for the past couple years. Yeah. If anybody who's a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 6, Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, where his daughter, finally kills him, says Happy Father's Day, he blows up, and the little dream demons come circling around. See, it's a continuation of that. And in my script, it actually goes into the daughter, and the daughter starts
Ah.
having weird nightmares where she sees nothing but the glove killing all these teenagers. And then the next day, she actually reads about it because she's a detective. And then up at the very end, she looks in the mirror and she sees her dad come out, and she sees the glove on her hand and freaks out. And then that leads to 5, 6 more.
The sequel. That's good. That's good. That sounds like a certainly movie that could be made.
And man, it's a lot of hard work, though. I'll tell you what, I've erased and added at least 50 million times.
I wouldn't know. I'm more of an underworld, Lost Boys, Dracula kind of guy.
I'm going to Romania on a vampire tour. I'm a vampire too. I'm a witch and a vampire.
What kind of vampire?
Uh,
Sanguine
I'm a saber tooth. No, not sanguine at all. I'm a vampire witch. A saber tooth family. I met.
Okay, so if I were to tell you that I have extensive swan training, do you know what that means?
Yeah, the swan, like black swan or swan. Yeah.
No, a vampiric swan.
No, I know black swan. What is a vampiric swan?
A vampiric swan is a person, usually an empath or a psychic, who's been trained to be fed from. A lot of
Oh, okay.
but this is by Psyvamps. So, there's many
Yeah, I'm
different kinds
not
of vampires.
big into Psyvamps.
So
I,
I've never heard of the saber tooth. What is that?
it's one clan. It's a clan. I met he's now my best friend. His name's Father Sebastian on an episode of Ghost Adventures. Um, we were filming at the museum. I was like locked into something, and I'm saying there's somebody on the floor. There's somebody, and I was just saying what's going on. And he was a guy passed out on the floor. He'd made fangs for Zach. He's been running. He's a fang smith. He's the world's best fang maker, and he's been running Endless Night balls. He makes fangs and gives people place. But there's a a magical, very similar to my elemental magic thing behind it, a few different deities. But when we met, he offered, this was like 5, 6 years ago, he offered to fang me. I'm like, well, you're cute and everything, but no, my idea of vampires isn't so good. Nothing judgmental there, but I don't draw energy. I don't like psychic vampire. I don't like this and that. But I started reading his books, The Black Veils, The Sanguinarium. And I'm like, oh, this is my exact magic. But we do, like, we travel the world and we do beautiful, elegant balls. You dress, you do, but then we're doing ritual in the
Yeah.
basement for like world peace. We're doing, black masses, red masses. It's very to me the difference, deity slightly different is in my witchy world. Our capes are either organic cotton or Stevie Nicks lace. My vampiric capes are the finest of velvet with a red satin lining.
Cool.
There's your difference.
Cool.
It's elemental. You call corners the same. There's Elaroth. There's a lot of dragon magic in our clan of the vampiric. Yeah.
So what about it is vampiric?
I think the philosophy we drink
Gotcha.
off the
Okay.
energy of humanity, really, like
Right.
a crowd. It's like not
Right.
like I'm going to suck your energy out of you kind of stuff. But we are a little hedonistic. We are a little just embracing life, and we like to dress, and it's beautiful magic.
Yeah.
And there is some deity created in there within that, and
And
it's elegant.
and it's a very, very, very close knit, if dramatic community. I
Mhm.
hid there, and I hid in amongst the vampire community in the 90s. So Yeah, it is. So I like to make fun of it on the show. It's like, yes, folks, I lived through the time when teenagers were running around in the daytime saying, I am a vampire. It was embarrassing, but it was a
Uh,
good place to hide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian Laverty says he's going to Turkey in June.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's
you're
exactly
gonna
what I
love
mean.
it, I'm sure. I want to go so bad. That's where my grandfather's from, that big philosopher grandfather.
Interesting.
Nice.
And I've been to Greece. That's as close as I've gotten. And I mean, so much history, so much civilization.
Okay, so if your dad is Turkish, I have to. Okay, when you get to Romania, are you going to try to get to Castle Bran?
We are going to Castle Bran. I'm doing a ball at Castle Bran. And we're also going to the Vlad Tempest.
Okay.
We're going to Castle Bran. We're going to We're going to the Witches Forest. We're going to that crazy forest where things happen. We're going to the Witches Pond. It's an adventure tour. I'm
Okay.
the ambassador.
You know about the curse of Castle Bran, right?
No, tell me.
Uh, yeah, Turks are bad things happen to Turks that go to Castle Bran. So please be careful.
I will be very, very
I
careful.
don't know
Though,
if this is true, but this is what they
but
say.
but the thing is, I've always said, growing up, my grandfather's family came from Turkey, first generation. My mother's family came from Ireland and England, all that stuff. They had the Protestant and the Sephardic Jewish side of things. Um, I do my DNA now. I'm I'm a quarter Italian. I guess Turkey through Italy. I'm one quarter of the Sephardic Jewish, whatever Eastern, and the other half is my DNA keeps changing. I mean, it doesn't really change, but the science is getting so much better. So I don't know how much Turkish I really have left, except for that's where my grandfather was raised and educated and born.
Actually, just biologically speaking, and this is one of the things that humans have caught up to us recently on, your DNA actually does change. That's one of the
Oh,
cool things
does
about,
it?
yes, it literally does change. The more you learn and the
Ooh.
more you expand your mind, the DNA actually adjusts through the telomeres. So that's one of those things people told me, yeah, no, you're crazy for 20 years. I'm like, no, trust me, give it a minute, you'll find out. And then,
I
bam.
love that. Okay, so I will be very careful. I never knew
Yes,
that about, and I understand why Vlad the Turks and the Ottoman,
right.
yeah, but why you wouldn't like Turks and but
Yeah, I don't get that part. I mean, I can understand the cultural clash and the PTSD, but yeah, this is one of those human conflicts I don't want to deal with. So Brian mentioned going to Turkey, and that this brings up a very interesting. Now, what with what you know of magic and whatnot, have you ever heard of a place called Göbekli Tepe?
no.
Okay, Göbekli Tepe is a place in Turkey wherein they have found damn near perfectly preserved standing resonance stones that were basically carefully buried before the flood. What is scientifically known as the Younger Dryas event, to Christians would know it as the Great Flood. But either way, it was preserved before that and has been recently uncovered. So, what I wanted to know, if you know about Göbekli Tepe, is what do you think about the theory that essentially what we're dealing with, what we're looking at, is resonance stones left over from the time of Atlantis?
Well, it makes sense to me. I don't know enough about it to speak to it, but that doesn't surprise me or seem weird to me at all.
Okay. Part of my mission on this planet is to get to under Giza. The machines under Giza need to be repaired. Someone has to go
Mm.
down there who can survive the radiation and operate the machines. It does not have to be me. I want to make that clear. There are thousands of people who could do it, but somebody has to do it before the sun does its thing. So, and that's all I'm going to say
Well,
about that.
Patty, I just
You
have
guys are great.
one. Thank you. Thank you. I have got one more question for you before we have to end this unfortunate podcast, which I want to keep you on here for another 5 or 6 hours, but definitely, want you for a round two if you're game.
I am game. I would love to come back. You guys are great hosts. You're entertaining. I've learned things. I always want to learn stuff. Um, thought
Awesome.
provoking. Yeah, you rock it. I'll come back
Thank you.
if you'll
Thank
have
you.
me.
What do you mean,
My
if we'll
my
have you? You're
last.
great.
Oh, definite. You are the epitome of the perfect guest.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Aw.
love it.
And quite
My
frankly, you answered
Yeah,
the dragon
perfect.
question without trying to put the cult on me. That won you a lot of
Oh,
points.
oh, good. Yeah, I don't. Cult. If anybody, as soon as anybody says this is the only way, I'm like, bye, bye, bye,
Yeah.
bye.
Mm-mm.
Bye, bye,
Nope.
bye, bye. No, getting from my house to your house, who's to say there's one way there? You could walk, you could fly, you could drive, you could swim.
Besides
Right,
which,
It's not,
right.
there's, I am the it, I am the God, I am this philosophy.
yeah,
Run.
reality
Uh,
exists in a super liquid state. There is no one way. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
and Brian Laverty wants to know, is there any truth when casting a protection spell? Can it come back to you twofold?
Are you asking if you send magic to protect somebody else, if you will in turn be protected? Is that the question?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And most things, if you want to go into like philosophically magical, it's threefold. What you put out, you get back three times. Like a typically Wiccan, though I'm more than Wiccan. By the power of 3 times 3, this spell bound round shall be. But three, what you put out. But are you protecting yourself? And then I don't know how protection could be a bad thing. I'm
That
probably
is,
not understanding the question right. But but what you put out, cause and effect, action and reaction, go into scientific terms, go into whatever. What you put out, you get back. If you're creating a protection thing, I don't know what that means to come back at you. I'm sorry. I don't get
I
it. I'm dumb.
If the
I'm
question
very
is
dumb.
how
what I
far?
think it is,
What is,
one second, bro. If the question is what I think it is, Brian, then basically the universe will get your back. If you watch out for your fellow
Ah,
men, the universe will watch out for you. It
he
may not
says.
be in direct, you know, energetic trade, but the universe will get your back some way.
I
He
agree.
says when protecting someone else.
Yeah. If you reach out to protect your fellow humans, the universe will reach out for you. You just have to have the wit to take it, when the universe
I
reaches its
agree.
hand.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Good question.
So, Patti, how far does the witchcraft go back in your family?
Ooh,
I don't
good
know.
question.
I mean, um, I, I
I've been saving that one for the end.
have you, I mean,
Smart.
it was my, all my, as far as I think it's in my blood, but I don't know anybody who practiced it. My mom would have been a good little Protestant girl who just wasn't religious. My dad would have been a good Jewish boy that they weren't religious. So it's not like I was out there doing herbs and oils. My mom was about the most intuitive, amazing person I know. She never developed things with that gift, but she always said, "Oh yeah, grandma do this, grandma did that." Always would know when somebody's going to die. My mom 2 times, my brother, I have a older brother, um, and and 2 times he was in Vietnam, and 2 times my mother sat straight up, but she heard this. 2 times my brother caught on fire on the other side of the world, and she was just a good little, Americana housewife. But nobody, I wasn't born into the craft like, oh, we practice this and we're elemental, we follow. No, it was just in me.
Uh, it,
I had to find it
it
on my own.
it sounds like your mom didn't practice, but your grandmother might have.
Yeah,
And
maybe, but I've never seen philosophically, or I hear spirits, I hear ghosts, and yeah, I don't know. A creative family. My great grandmother was like the first woman band leader, big band leader way back when. Yeah, cool. They're right brain people that dance nicely between your logical brain and your intuitive brain. I think that's
Liquid brain.
liquid brain.
Now, building on Brian's point, it's kind of a weird question. It was one of those that might sound challenging, so please be patient.
I love a challenge. Stop.
Well, there's a difference between a challenging conversation and "oh, I'm gonna get you," and that second one is not our show. The question
are you
is
trying
if
to WWF challenge her, or are you just trying to ask her a question that might sound
no,
challenging?
she'll body slam me with her mind. No, thank you. So I love the look on her face. That was awesome. So, if I were able to tell you exactly which chromosome to look at, and you had the means to get it tested, would you be willing to get yourself genetically tested for a difference in human genome and then publish the results? And the reason why I'm asking is because that happened to me, and everybody says I'm a fool to do it. And I'm like, well, what do you think?
Yeah. In a hot second.
Cool. The reason why
In a
I'm at
hot second. No. Yeah. Why are you asking her? I mean,
the reason why I'm asking is
period.
because when they were trying to figure out what's wrong with my daughter's heart, they tested her genome fully, and they found the differential genome. They basically proved that we are who we say we are, and they're actually studying Shar. Like, and this is like completely legit. You can look into this. Like the medical firsts her body have pulled off are just stunning. Like she has
Wow.
proved how my people heal on this world. She's proved how the minds work. Everything. The government is paying for everything in exchange for the right to study us. You know what I mean?
So, what
And
are your people, if I don't mind me asking?
uh, Eldon didn't want me to
Is
go
that a
into this too much. The easy answer is feline lyrans is what the UFO crowd call us, but that's not. It's an energetic thing. We have many names throughout the world. It doesn't matter. We're just people. You know what I mean? And just for whatever reason, how familiar are you with Aleister Crowley?
a very?
Okay, my father used the Aleister Crowley ritual to awaken a child in the womb, so that's why I can remember all this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not special. Everybody has these past life backgrounds all over the
Yeah.
universe. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So
hey,
that's
Cass, I, sorry, dude. I just have to, one quick thing. I have to go use the little boy's room. Please continue on. I'll be right back.
didn't need to announce it. Okay, so that's why I can remember this. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
part of the mission is to basically share our technology with humans freely. We need a new home. Humans need out of the dark ages. It's a win-win, right?
Hmm.
So basically, orders were blend in and just be. You know what I mean? Help where you can, do whatever. And then dude, come on, really?
What was that?
Sorry, my
Somebody,
arm hit the button. Sorry.
you dork. Anyway, so the mission was, orders changed in 2015, and I was like, I don't think this is such a good idea, but I obeyed, and it just ever since then it's just gone to crap. You know what I mean? Um, I'd been doing the show for a few years at that point, and people were asking, "How do you know this stuff?" And I'm like, "I'm not telling you." Nope. And then finally, orders were, "No, tell them the truth now." So I'm like, guys, this is gonna be crazy, but meh. And it's been just a roller coaster ever since, you know. And it's just, I know I'm not supposed to be able to remember this crap. It's part of
That's
the whole.
fascinating, though. Who's supposed to? What's supposed to?
Well, part of the training back home was you will forget. That's it's part of the thing. Death is not a punishment, folks. It's actually like a nap.
No.
So when you grow up on a world, you grow up integrated. Okay, if you already have an adult, or in my case, semi-adult mind, when you arrive, you have to relearn everything. It's difficult. Okay, it's like if you today were just suddenly dropped in Czechoslovakia. Okay, and yes, I made up that country. So it
I'm
would
going
be
there. No.
right. That would be kind of cool, and that's actually where Tareb is. No,
Ah.
so no, that's a joke. But yeah, so it's incredibly inconvenient. But so I've been
So,
trying to get
what
the
do you
mission
think?
done.
Why has everything been topsy turvy? Why? Why?
Well, from my observation, I think humans can sense the cycle of the sun happening, and essentially they're panicking and freaking out and killing each other rather than utilizing the machines set up for this purpose. Human beings have survived this cycle literally thousands of times. It happens roughly every 10,000 years. Okay, I don't know if it's related to the radiation band, but I'm talking for those of you who are into science. I'm talking about the coronal solar maximum. Okay, it is playing Mary Hobb with both the electromagnetic fields and the mantle of the planet. The machines at Giza are set up specifically to regulate this thing. Okay, they're not functioning. They're not working. Okay, but even your own scientists now can take pictures. They can see the electromagnetics being shot up into the air and along the ground. They know something's there now.
Wow, this is
So
fascinating.
The
So are people working on it?
Paranormal Brew says, "Hello, Patti."
Hello.
hi. What were you asking? What were you saying, Patty? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just that this is fascinating, but there's enough people who know what this is and what
Right.
it is doing and working on it or thinking about it.
Well, there are thousands of us here, thousands of visitors, and not that doesn't even count any genetic humans who are awakening to the Great Awakening is happening, folks. Yeah, I hope you're ready because it's here. So it's not just visitors, it's not just fairies or
Yeah.
whatever. As the Dalai Lama would say, maybe two noses, maybe four eyes, but in heart, same. We're all just people. You see what I mean? What?
Well,
Did I say something wrong?
unfortunately, we're hitting the time frame where we have to close down for the night. But Patty, is there anything you would like to say to our fans before we end the podcast?
No, thanks for listening. Thanks you guys for having me on your show. I love your show. I do a lot of different shows. This was really fun. I learned a lot. You're smart. This is good. So, no, just buy my book, follow me, like me, watch me on TV. But more than anything, just grab your life back. Find your power. And if you have the power. That's to you, who everybody else. You have the power. And if you don't have the power, figure out who or what you gave away to and take it back. That's it. Did you give it away
Absolutely.
to fear? Did belief system? Did you give it away to somebody else? This is the great awakening. Is us taking our power as being. That's my message for today. And love, just love.
Well,
I
that is a very well said and beautiful message.
I can
Well,
attest to
we're
that.
gonna throw you in the back. Please stay
Bye.
with us. There's a couple of personal things I'd like to ask you,
Okay.
and I'll see you in a few.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
What a wonderful show tonight!
Yeah, I have to admit I was terrified. I did not know what to expect, and then she's just turns out to be great and personable and approachable and wise and awesome.
Absolutely. Well, guys, this is gonna do it for tonight's show. Please keep in mind that Saturday or Thursday, the 24th, we have a new show coming out with tarot card reading,
That's with Tiffany, right?
Tiffany tarot cards. And then on Sunday, the 27th, I hope you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, because Parathrashed podcast begins.
Boom. Let's get
And
ready
don't
to
forget,
humble.
Powerbomb and Ghosts. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go where there's no bull crap, there's no bullying, there's no negativity, go to the Parapost Network, download it on Android, Apple iOS, tablets, laptops, computers. It's all free. And if you can't download the app, just go to parapost.net and get started today. Cass, any last words before we end?
I actually have a script, but I clicked the wrong button and my computer did something and I don't know what to do. Okay, so aha. If you like our work, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's just a moment of your day, but it really is the best way to support the studio. Remember, folks, we are literally only as strong as our signal. Now, that being said, we'd like to thank our Patreon supporters who help keep the lights on and the cameras running. Katie, Susie, and multifaceted Nancy, we literally could not do this without you. We love you all. Be safe out there. And
Good
roll
night,
credits.
y'all. Roll credit.
That's a Brian job. Oh, there we go. That was a damn fine show.
That's all the time we have for now, dear lights. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to hit that like button and share with your friends. We have a great many people to reach, but we are only as strong as our signal. The world can be a scary place, but you don't have to face it alone. We love you, everybody. Be safe out there.